in your opinion, what's your most efficient and quickest way to learn something?
How do we learn things? As quickly as you can. Here's what I believe, take it for what it is, and I've studied this. The way that we learn is through our cellular structure in our cells. This is how we learn. So how do we learn with the cellular structure? We have senses. We see things, we hear things, we taste things, we touch things, right? These are the five. The problem with the input of, and 50% of all data that we receive to learn is from those five senses. There's a problem with those. They're inaccurate, right? We all see differently, we smell differently, we taste differently, it touches, and it's inaccurate. So the first step of learning is to know that 50% of what I learn is from inaccurate senses, and the other 50% that we learn is from our memory. And that memory could be from short-term, mid-term, or long-term memory, which is quantum. Like, you don't even know you have that memory. Some people think it's just from 4 generations, great-grandparents, grandparents to parents to you. I believe it's multiple lifetimes, which makes it even more complex where my memory is. But here's the sucky thing about that. 50% from faulty senses, 50% from faulty memory. And the older you get, the more faulty the memory gets. So the number one step of learning is to know how we're inputting data. So one way to clear the inaccuracy of the 2 ways that we're inputting data is consistent behavior, right? Because just like anything else, if you do it again and again, you start seeing where the inconsistencies are by being consistent, right? If you keep testing something again and again and again, why do we do that, right? Oh, I see. So I believe that at minimum, 21 days it takes to truly learn something. Minimum. That's if your quantum memory already knows it. There's no interference or corrosion. You have direct access to your quantum memory says, and I'll use a habit, for example, smoking. Can anyone here smoke a cigarette or take a dip of chewing tobacco one time and never have another one? Anyone be able to do that here? Like, just try it once and not, yeah. Usually half, third. And then, is there anyone like me that if I put one dip in my mouth, by Friday I'm running to the gas station because I can't live without more nicotine? So I can't, because it's quantum in my nature, that addiction to nicotine. It's important to know because I know that it's going to take me more than 21 days to learn how to not smoke. Where you guys that raised your hand, it'll take you 21 days and you'll never want to smoke if that's your consistent input. Mm-hmm. So 21 days or more, knowing that now, after 21 days or more, it goes to my subconscious. There's 40,000 data points in your subconscious, and you can access them anytime, when you're sleeping, when you're awake. The more you access it, the more it starts talking to the epigenetic layer of your DNA. There's a layer that activates your quantum memory, your DNA. Those are your personality traits, characteristics, obsessions, and addictions, are the basic 4. And so when you're learning something, that repetition of being aware of it, knowing also, okay, I'm accessing it every day in my subconscious, and then starting to see those personality traits, for example, working out. Has anybody, when they started work out, not want to work out day 2, right? But if you've worked out for, from 21 days on, has anyone ever got to the point where they didn't want to work out, to the point where if they don't work out, they're literally craving to work out? Right. That's the example of how we learn. And so once you know that we only learn from our senses and our memory, and it's dictated by our own DNA, that we're all different, no one's smarter than anyone else, by the way. It's just some of us have a better program for certain things than other of us.